Will formally make the announcement today, which means that President Biden is now getting set to pick his replacement.
The Senate is split 50-50, and Democrats do not want to waste any time. They only need 51 votes in the Senate to confirm a Supreme Court nominee. That threshold was actually lowered by Republicans back in 2017 from 60 down to 51.
ABC's Rachel Scott at the Capitol, ABC Supreme Court contributor Kate Shaw.
If President Biden makes good on his promise and nominates and then gets confirmed a black woman, it'll be a very interesting dynamic on the court in that the liberal bloc will be all women, 2 women of color, Justice Sotomayor, Justice Kagan, and the new nominee. And that could happen right around the time that the court overturns Roe versus Wade, as I think it is very likely to do.
Names at the top of the list: D.C. Circuit Court Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson and California Supreme Court Justice Leona Kruger. Maybe it's the pandemic, maybe it's the roads getting worse, but U.S. traffic deaths were up more than 18% in the first half of last year. ABC's Andy Field with more on what the Transportation Department wants to try and do about it.
They plan to spend billions on redesigning safer roads and adding automatic car emergency braking systems as part of a new national roadway safety plan. Transportation Secretary Buttigieg says the goal is 0 future highway deaths after the largest jump in the number of people killed on the road in 15 years during the pandemic.
Kraft Heinz raising prices. Things like Kraft macaroni and cheese, Heinz ketchup, and Oscar Mayer hot dogs set to cost you more this spring, according to the company. The U.S. has given Russia its promised written responses to Russia's security concerns over Ukraine. The Kremlin's response back, not much reason for optimism, but diplomatic discussions continue. CDC predicting COVID hospitalizations will go down over the coming weeks. You're listening to ABC News.
This is Matt Crowder live at the Shell station on 41st Street, reporting on the free gas app called Get Upside that's letting people all over the country earn cash back on every gallon of gas they buy. Excuse me, miss. Have you heard of the Get Upside gas app?
Of course. People are earning as much as $300 a year with the Get Upside app. It's so easy. Open the app to see nearby gas stations offering money back, pick the one you want, and get up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time you buy gas.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Get Upside gas app and earn up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder, Radio News Network.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to earn up to 25 cents a gallon cash back when you buy gas. Use promo code TODAY for a 50 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 75 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Get up to 75 cents a gallon cash back on your next fill-up when you download the free Get Upside app and use promo code TODAY. Promo code TODAY.
The streak is over. Amy Schneider losing on Jeopardy after 40 wins in a row. It's the second longest ever and the best ever for a woman.
It's just been really great to know that I've been able to, do kind of a lot of good as I'm doing it, just by being myself and just by kind of representing my community.
Schneider is the first openly trans contestant to make it to Jeopardy's Tournament of Champions. She was beaten by Roan Talsma, a librarian from Chicago. The final Jeopardy clue, which she got right and she got wrong, the only nation in the world whose name in English ends in an H. The right response, Bangladesh. No bond for the founder of the militia group, the Oath Keepers, ahead of charges in Texas connected to the January 6th riot. Here's ABC's Jim Ryan.
Prosecutors say Stuart Rhodes helped to organize the January 6, 2021 assault on the U.S. Capitol. They've charged him with seditious conspiracy. His attorney, Philip Linder, argued that his client is not a flight risk and that the last thing Rhodes would do is to run from a trial that would allow him to state his anti-government views.
He has a very public platform that he wants to put forth. And for him to duck and run and avoid a trial thwarts all of that.
But a judge has ruled that Rhodes poses a risk to the community and should remain in custody to await trial. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
More motivation to get out for a walk. A new study says just 10 minutes of walking per day can cut an adult's risk of death by 7%. This is ABC News.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
The reasons more and more people are coming to NC Tractor to do business are the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors, Bobcat zero-turn mowers, fantastic customer service, and the special Phil Sheehan seasonal discounts. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue in Rutherford is making dreams come true for folks who want the list.
Good morning and happy Thursday. We're tracking a clear sky and a cold start for your morning commute. This afternoon, we'll see a mostly sunny sky. Another chilly day, though, with highs today in the mid to upper 40s. Clouds increase overnight tonight. Will be in the upper 20s to around 30 Friday morning. Friday afternoon, we're tracking a mostly cloudy sky with a few light rain showers in the forecast. Highs Friday in the upper 40s to around 50. Those light rain showers turn to snow showers Friday night and Saturday morning. Light accumulations are possible. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
And right now our thermometer reading is 24 degrees, warming up today to about 47 and light wind. Now I have these death announcements this morning. John David Harrell III, 53 of Ellenboro, died Monday. Arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service. Again, that's John David Harrell III. William David Powell, age 78, passed away Sunday, January the 23rd at Magnolia Lane Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. Services and burial were private. Crow's Mortuary handled those arrangements. Matthew McInerney, 79 of Westminster Community, died Monday, January 24th. A Mass of Christian burial will be conducted at 2 o'clock today at Immaculate Conception Catholic Church. A visitation will be held from 1 until 2 Thursday, today in the church Narcotics prior to the service. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service in charge of those arrangements for Matthew McInerney. Beverly Trumpler, age 85 of Rutherford, passed away Friday, January 21st. The family will receive friends from 5 until 7 today at McMahon's Funeral Home. The memorial service will be at Rutherford Presbyterian Church, 10:30 Friday morning. McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Service in charge of those arrangements for Beverly Trumpler. Nancy Scruggs Foran, age 70 of Ellenboro, passed away Sunday, January 23rd at Atrium Health Cleveland in Shelby. The funeral service will be conducted at 6 o'clock today. The family will receive friends from 4 until 6 prior to the service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral Home, serving the family of Nancy Scruggs Foran. Jason Dean Curley Van Dyke, 44 of Bostic, died Saturday, December 25th. A family-directed memorial service will be conducted at a date determined by the family. And Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service in charge of those arrangements. Cremation service for Jason Dean Curley Van Dyke. Monty Dobbins, age 57 of Hildebrand, passed away Tuesday, January 25th at Atrium Health, Wake Forest Baptist in Winston-Salem. The funeral service will be conducted at 3 o'clock Tuesday, February the 1st, at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel. Burial will follow at Calvary Baptist Church Cemetery in Mooresboro. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Service, serving the family of Monty Dobbins. Walter Blaine Dills, age 55 of the Holly Springs community, passed away January the 11th at his home. A family-directed memorial service will be held at Green River Baptist Church Monday, January 31st at 6 o'clock. The family asks that masks be worn and social distancing be observed. And Eggers Funeral Home of Cliffside is serving the family of Walter Blaine Dills. Lindina Scruggs, 64 of Forest City, passed away Monday at Carolina's Medical Center. Memorial services will be held 6:30 Sunday, January the 30th at Word of Faith Fellowship. And Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Lindina Scruggs. Margaret Yelton Britt, age 72 of Rutherford, passed away on January 15th. A memorial service will be held at First United Methodist Church in Rutherford in the Memorial Garden at 2 o'clock Saturday, January the 29th. Burial will be at the First United Methodist Church Memorial Garden. And McMahon's Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements for Margaret Yelton Britt. Josh Waters McFarland, 94 of Hopewell Community, died Wednesday, December 29th. A memorial service will be conducted at 4 o'clock Saturday, January the 29th at Bethel Baptist Church. The visitation will be from 2 until 4 Saturday at the church prior to the service. and a private burial was conducted at Bethel Baptist Church Cemetery. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service serving the family of Joyce Waters McFarland. Scott Arrowwood, age 58, of Union Mills, passed away Sunday, January 23rd. The family will receive friends from 2 until 3 Saturday, January the 29th, at McMahon's Funeral Home. The service will be at 3 o'clock Saturday, January the 29th, at McMahon's Funeral Home Chapel. Burial will follow at Shingle Hollow Congregational Holiness Church Cemetery. McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Service serving the family of Scott Arrowwood. Pamela Moore Gay, age 60, of Mooresboro, passed away Monday, January the 24th, at Adrium Health Cleveland in Shelby. The funeral service will be conducted at 7 o'clock Friday, January the 28th, at High Shoal Baptist Church. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to the service in the church fellowship hall. A graveside service will be conducted at 2 o'clock on Sunday, January 30th, at the church cemetery. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services entrusted with the arrangement for Pamela Moore Gay. James Hoyt Butler, age 77, of Forest City, died Tuesday at Adrium Health Shelby. The service from the graveside will be held Friday, January the 28th at 11 o'clock at Eternal Hills Memorial Park. Military honors will be accorded by the Rutherford County Honor Guard. No formal visitation is planned. The Pageant and King Mortuary and Crematory in charge of the arrangements for James Hoyt Butler. Alfred Shires, age 77, of Forest City, passed away Monday, January the 17th at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. The funeral service will be conducted at 2 o'clock Friday, January the 28th at Harrelson Funeral Chapel. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service at the funeral home. Burial will follow in Spindle City Cemetery. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services entrusted with those arrangements for Alfred Shires. Dennis W. Toney, U.S.N. retired, age 60, of Orlando, Florida, died Friday, January the 21st. The funeral service will be held 2 o'clock Saturday, January the 29th, at Floyd's Creek Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the church cemetery with military honors accorded by the United States Navy. The family will receive friends from 6 until 8 Friday, January the 28th, at the Pageant and King Mortuary.
Investors, are you sitting on capital or wanting to diversify? The NRIA Real Estate Development Fund provides returns right now. They capitalize on strategic markets. They offer steady monthly payouts plus double-digit annualized returns. Start your due diligence at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's easy. 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
Want to say to Old Man Winter?
Go away!
Relax and cuddle up to your radio. We'll keep you warm. WCAB.
Learn how thousands of smart homeowners are investing about $1 to avoid expensive home repair bills. John, a former non-customer, said, "My air conditioner broke and I had to spend $1,900 to fix it." Jeff, a customer, wrote, "My air conditioner broke and I got a new one at no out-of-pocket cost." Mary, a former non-customer, wrote, "My heating system stopped running. I had to spend $3,000 to get a new one." Lisa, a customer, wrote, "My heater stopped working. I got it fixed at no out-of-pocket cost." For about $1 a day, you can have all the major appliances and systems in your home guaranteed fixed or replaced with HSC's home warranty coverage. Call now, and the first month is free. If the lines are busy, please call back.
800-399-3701. 800-399-3701. 800-399-3701. That's 800-399-3701.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind.
Kids want to share what's going on in their lives with the adults around them. Parents, grandparents, teachers, coaches, and more. They want to know you're listening, and they want to listen to you. They want your input and guidance, early and often, on all kinds of topics. When it comes to a serious subject like underage drinking, they want to know your expectations, as well as how and why as a young person they should avoid alcohol. How you talk about it will change as your child grows, but the important thing is to talk about it. Not just once for an hour when you think the time is right, but in 60 one-minute conversations and more. that are part of your everyday talks. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Born in Ireland in the 1860s, Nellie Cashman and her sister migrated to the United States. At the advice of General Ulysses S. Grant, who she met while working in a Boston hotel, Nellie went to San Francisco. Eventually migrating to the Nevada mining camps, working as a cook, she saved enough money to open a miner's boarding house. Later, Nellie went with a group of men to the gold strike in northern British Columbia and opened a boarding house. Hearing about an epidemic that had broken out among the miners, she and 6 men took pack mules on a 77-day trip to the miners. She nursed 75 of them back to health. Nellie next went to Tucson, Arizona and opened a restaurant, the first business owned there by a woman. Even though she gave away many meals, the restaurant was a success. From Tucson, she went to Tombstone, opening another restaurant. A Reverend Peabody arrived in Tombstone. With no place to hold services, Nellie talked the owners of the Crystal Palace Saloon into letting him use their tavern on Sunday morning. During the services, the pictures of the nudes were covered. Returning from a trip to Mexico, Nellie found her sister had died and left her 5 children to raise. This didn't cramp Nellie's style. She took the kids with her as she traveled to Wyoming, Montana, and New Mexico. After a trip to Alaska, this time as a miner, at the age of 73, Nellie Cashman settled down in Victoria, British Columbia, where she died 2 years later on January 25, 1925. This 4'11" woman was truly a fireball. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Jesse James Railroad Express has added 2 new sandwiches to their menu. Try the all-new crispy chicken sandwich with lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, or the crispy deluxe with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, bacon, and cheese. And now, the new beer-battered fish sandwich. All come with sides. Enjoy a refreshing milkshake or a hand-dipped ice cream cone. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Closed Wednesday and Sunday. Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. Call 828-447-4644. Mondays only, hot dog with mustard, chili, and onions for only $1.24 each. All aboard the Jesse James Railroad Express.
All right, 17 minutes after 7 o'clock is Thursday morning and time to head to the phones to find out what's been going on while we slept in the past few hours. And we're stopping first with Sheriff Chris Francis and find out from him. And he's recuperating from laryngitis, but he's able to talk a little bit this morning. Sheriff, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hope you're doing well.
I am.
Yeah, good. What's on the report today?
In the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 144 calls to service. There have been 8 arrests processed to county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 172. Among those arrested, John Wayne Kirkland, 30-year-old male of Ellenboro, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Jeffrey Scott Toney, 46-year-old male of Forest City, was charged with 2 counts of failure to appear and received a $4,000 secure bond. James Hubert Luckadoo, 41-year-old male of Lake Lure, was charged with failure to appear and received a $150 cash bond. Vincent Joseph Yates, 22-year-old male, New Orleans, Louisiana, was charged with failure to appear and received a $10,000 secure bond. Lauren June Landon, 39-year-old female, Lake Lure, was charged with assault, communicating threats, and injury to property and received a $2,000 secure bond. Ashley Nicole Welch, 20-year-old female of Spindle, was charged with failure to appear and received a $10,000 secure bond. Among our incidents, we had obtained product of false pretense, Laurel Hill Drive. A person in a Chevrolet Trailblazer drove without paying there at the landfill. Approximate cost was $50. They got away without paying. We had a B&E and larceny on Arabian Drive in Ellenboro. There was 2 AC units at $200, a Husqvarna chainsaw at $100, and a flat screen TV at $200 taken in that incident. Jim, that's what we had to report today.
I believe we had some successful events with the Rutherford County Unified Narcotics Task Force. I believe some arrests were made.
we have been working well with the Fort City Police Department and the Sheriff's Office have been working well together and working cases in and outside the city limits, and that seems to continue to go well. So I appreciate the chief assisting me and putting that together a little over a year ago, and continue to be successful in combating the drugs in our county.
Sheriff, thank you very much. You keep continuing to improve, and we'll talk with you real soon.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Sir Chris Francis getting over a laryngitis spell. That 20 minutes after 7. You know, nothing strikes fear in the hearts of people more than receiving an IRS audit letter in the mail. Audits take much time away from your business and family, requiring you to gather mounds of records, and can become overwhelming unless you have someone you can depend on to take care of that for you. That's why we can recommend IE Accounting and Tax Service. Chris and his team of professionals are in the business to help. Even if you depended on someone else to prepare your taxes, IE Accounting and Tax Service will be glad to assist you or your company. Don't hesitate to call. As a small business owner, you have more important things to do than keep your own books. Why not let IE Accounting and Tax Service take care of that for you, so you can get back to the job of running your business? Consider their payroll solutions for your business, cash flow management, litigation support, and forensic investigation. Why not give them a call and see what they can do for your business? Here's that phone number, 828-395-1777. They're at 211 West Main Street, Spindle. Again, that's 395-1777, and it's spelled ARYEE. Callie, good morning. How you doing? I'm doing well. Callie, I have you on the wrong line. I believe I'm gonna have to call you back. I believe we're not making contact here, but let me call you right back, okay? Thank you. Bye-bye. I don't know why it jumped over that line, but it did. But we'll get to Callie in just a moment.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindle.
Now here is Kylie back with us on 911 Communications Center. Kylie, good morning again. What's on the report today?
In the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications has processed 400 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 57 for EMS, 144 for the Sheriff's Office, 51 for Forest City, 4 for Lake Lure, 23 for Rutherford, 33 for Spindle. Forest City responded to a motor vehicle accident. Sandy Mush responded to a motor vehicle accident. SDA responded to a motor vehicle accident. Spindle responded to a structure fire with Rutherford assistant. Spindle responded to another structure fire with Rutherford and Headley assistant, and that's all we've had.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye. That's Kylie reporting from 911 Communications Center on this Thursday morning.
Another season has come and gone, and you're still looking at that same sad-looking sofa or recliner. Well, now's the time to change the inside of your home to look as pretty as colors outside. And the perfect place to start is the Recliner Center. Right now at the Recliner Center, everything is 20% off. That's 20% off sofas, recliners, sofa recliners. If someone you love is having trouble standing, the Recliner Center has all lift chairs on sale for 10% off. All lift chairs, 10% off. Now, some of these chairs can take you from a standing position, then safely back down to a sitting position with no effort on your part whatsoever. Angela is cleaning out merchandise to make room for more. So now's your chance to redecorate your home and take advantage of the great savings at the Recliner Center. All lift chairs, 10% off. Everything else is 20% off. Angela is seeing folks by appointment only, so call 828-395-3562. Call her today. The Recliner Center. They're on Coopers Gap Road in Rutherford.
Now here's Ruby Taylor reporting from Danieltown, the SDO, Shiloh Danieltown Oakland Fire District. Ruby, good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report from over there?
Well, the fire department had one call, and that was to a vehicle accident. And I don't have any birthdays, and the signs are in the thighs today and tomorrow. And, Jim, that's all I got.
Thanks, Ruby. Hope you have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, my quarterback's here now, so things will roll along a lot smoother this morning. We'll get to our next phone call in just a moment. Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City. Here's Gary Wilson now reporting from Fairfield Mountains. Gary, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm well. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, I guess.
Good.
Can't complain. A little chilly start this morning. But it's going to get colder than this. That sounds like this weekend. So.
Well, I guess weekend's going to be another winter weekend, doesn't it?
Sounds like it. We'll have a good chance for some winter weather Friday night, early Saturday morning, then a cold all day Saturday. Not even going to get above freezing, don't sound like. But we went from summer to winter from December to January, that's for sure. And we're sitting on about 20, been around 23, 24 degrees here about all morning. And no fire calls overnight. Been quiet on that end so far. So I'm glad to hear that. And that's about all we got up here, Jim. Everything else is going on pretty good, I guess.
All right, Gary, I appreciate you very much. Thank you, and we'll check back in with you on Friday morning.
Talk to you then.
We'll look at the weekend when we get to Friday. Gary Wilson up in Fairfield, and we'll check out that. Of course, when Friday gets here, it may all change, but right now, Friday night looks to be the threatening forecast. Actually, Friday afternoon, Friday night, and early Saturday morning. So we'll see. We'll watch the pattern, see what's going to take place. And we'll get you informed.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush. Brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Well, Laverne Upton overlooks things for us in Bostic and keeps us posted, and she's on the phone with me right now to give us that report from the fire district in Bostic, North Carolina. Laverne, good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I am good. Hope you are.
I'm fine.
Good.
Well, we have 30 degrees over here in Bostic this morning.
Well, you're warmer than we are.
Really?
Yeah, we're 24.
Uh-oh.
So you're a little warmer over there. Must be a lot of hot air over there in Bostic.
They are. They are. You know Randy Jolly and a few of them.
Oh, yeah. Well, that answers that question.
You think?
Well, you know, it's looking more and more like it might get a few dusting out there on Friday night. We'll see.
Yeah. But the fire department had no calls to go out to, and we have two birthdays we want to shout out to them. Phil Tony celebrated his birthday January the 24th, and we hope he had a good one. And Tracy Wickman's birthday's today, and that's my daughter, my oldest daughter. And the food giveaway is at Washburn's Outreach this morning. It's located there off of Piney Mountain Church Road where Washburn's Clubhouse used to be. If you're in need of a box, go out today or tomorrow from 9 to 12 and pick you up one. And hope everyone has a good day and a safe one.
You too, Laverne. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
That's the Bostic report. Now we're going to go up the road a little ways up to Washburn General Store, and they've got snow sleds. If it may come again. If it does, be ready for it. If you missed the last one because you didn't have a sled, and all your neighbors, boys and girls, had sleds, going up to the Washburn Store to get one and be ready just in case it comes another good one. It looks like it might be a long white winter this year, so be prepared and get all of the warm applicants up, up there. A lot of good things you can find at Washburn Store that you can't find anyplace else. I guarantee it. So go by and be well received when you walk in the door at Washburn General Store between Bostic and Sunshine on the Bostic Sunshine Highway. And Bob Hodge is over there in the Hudlow Fire District. I think I see him doing a little snow dance over there. Bob, are you really doing that?
No, I'm going to leave that up to Lou there. I'm not doing any snow dance right now. Oh, I still got some left yet spotted around. I swear, it just don't want to get gone here.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. But it is chilly around the edges this morning. I have 25, so me and you are about the same on that temperature there.
Yeah.
So, but look like the day ain't going to be too bad, but the weekend, it really going to get cold there for a day or so. So we'll have to bundle up and stay warm, man.
We'll have to stay inside and play a little bingo.
Do something, man. Oh. Well, Jim, with the fire department, about 3 o'clock this morning, we had a call to assist Spindle on a structure fire on Weather Street. And then about 10 to 7 this morning, we had a call to a vehicle accident call, Old Ballpark Road and Old Ross Road, and the overturned truck. And that's about it with the fire department. And Miss Catherine Morrison called, wanted me to put on a incident she had. She fell on some ice over the weekend at CVS, and she wanted to thank a lady and gentleman that stopped to help her and helped pick her up and carried her to her car. So she didn't get their names, but she really appreciated them helping her there.
Well, I hope they're listening and heard that. That's a nice thing for them to do.
Well, we'll hear so much negative things. It's nice to hear. We still got people willing to stop and help you, ain't we, there? So
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Jim, that's about it up here, and you take care, and you have a good day.
Bob, I'll talk to you again on Friday morning. We'll evaluate the weather to see what's going to happen. So, meantime, you have a good day today.
You keep us updated now.
All right, Bob.
All right.
See ya.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's Mr. Bob Hodge. You can catch Bob most afternoons, too, with the Afternoon Report with Kevin Pleasant. It's now 7:32, and our thermometer is reading 24 degrees. To win in sports, you must adjust your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of investments. Why not let Andrew Tisdale, your Edward Jones financial advisor, help you create a game plan for financial success? Call 828-287-9197 and get started today. That's Andrew Tisdale at Edward Jones Financial Advisor, 828-287-9197. Let's see what Sue Price is up to this morning over in the Cherry Mountain Power District. Sue, good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
You doing okay?
Nice morning over here. Yeah, doing okay. Hope you are.
Beautiful winter morning.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have a pretty place to live. We got a good weather most of the time, and don't have any bad storms. But
yeah, I like the variety.
I know. Well, let's see. My church calendar, I've got no birthdays on my personal calendar. Got birthdays for Steve Morris, and Tony Spake. And, of course, Tony Spake is on Fairview's calendar. So, hope these will have a good day. And we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day and enjoy it. And in my announcements, the Fairview Baptist Church will be having a singing Sunday, January 30th, starting at 6:30. Jackson Smith, Southern Gospel. So come on out and enjoy that if you can. And so far, that's the only announcement I have. It's just not much going on, but we hope everybody will have a good day today, and I hope you'll have one, Jim.
Well, thanks, Sue. Take care of yourself, and I will check back in with you Friday morning.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And we're going to check in now over to Drop-In Family Mart, hopefully in just a moment, see what's going on over there. Meanwhile, let me remind you that there is another Tar Heel game Saturday, the 29th, and that'll be UNC and NC State. That's always a big rivalry. Now, they beat Boston College last night, 58-47. They beat Virginia Tech on Monday, 78-68. So they're on a roll right now. So hopefully they can continue that all into the March Madness, which will be coming up here before you know it. Turn around good. Let me also remind you that with Valentine's season fastly approaching, we are going to be doing the Be My Baby Weekend Valentine promotion again this year. We had to cut it out a couple of years because of the COVID, but things are leveling off, and we're happy to be able to render that again to some of you who would like to be the winner. And many of you will be winners because we always have preliminary winners through the week, and all the preliminary winners go back in the drawing for the grand prize. The grand prize is loaded down with great gifts: jewelry, flowers, candies, massages, dinner for two, limousine ride. I don't have that list in front of me. Tracy's been working on that diligently, but it's always a bonus to be the grand prize winner. And the other preliminary prizes are actually good as well. A lot of places to eat, flowers, and things like that. So if you'd like to be a winner or want to play along with us for Be My Baby, just send a Valentine in with your name and your sweetheart's name and your telephone number, how to reach you should you win, and how to, if you want to request your favorite love song during this time, we'll be glad to try to get those songs in for you as well. Try to make it a love station, WCAB 100.9 FM, 590 AM, because we love you. We hope you love us. All right, we're trying to get in touch with the Drop-In Family Mart, and we'll keep trying for just a couple of moments. And right now, we'll do this.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Well, over at the Drop-In Family Mart, you always recognize they got great steaks, fresh meat, and their meat counter. They still cut fresh meat over there. You don't find many stores that do that anymore other than your big ones. And you want to shop local if you want to do that. Go by a Drop-In Family Mart there in Boston, because they got a great meat market back there. Fresh ground chuck, fresh ground hamburger, and a lot of pork and beef. And it's a great place to do your shopping, groceries, or fresh produce that comes in weekly. And the deli is outstanding. We talk about that a lot here on the program. It's just one of those places that you can make your one-stop grocery shopping day. Now, if you want breakfast this morning, you can call that in over there to them, and they will fix it up for you. You can take it to work with you or eat it in your car and take it back home with you. Either way, it's going to be fresh. It's always fresh when it comes from the deli at the Drop-In Family Mart there in Boston, right across from the post office. If you've never been, shame on you. Try to go over there sometime real soon. All right, let's head up toward Shingle Hollow. And Tina White, good morning.
Good morning from Shingle Hollow. It is a cold Thursday morning up here at 23 degrees.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Not a thing I can do about it, but I don't like these.
Not a thing in the world. I'll just wrap up real tight.
It'll change pretty soon, though.
Yeah.
Well, the fire department was all quiet. Thankful for that. Nobody's celebrating a birthday today. We're just having a good Thursday. We're going to plan on having a wonderful Thursday. Terrific. No announcements. I even asked James Haynes last night and Debbie at church, anything Green Hill wants to announce? He said, well, I can't think of anything right now. So we're just calm, cool, and quiet.
I saw James the other day at the drugstore. Hadn't seen him in a long time. He's still full of energy and full of excitement. He seems to be a happy man all the time.
He is, yes. He has a lot of energy. He does a lot of things for a lot of people. I'm thankful to know James and Debbie both.
Yep. I like he and Debbie both. Good friends. And I believe they're I believe they're regular listeners to the program. I think they know a little bit about what's going on up there. So you better get it right. They might tell you that you did the wrong report.
Well, they might. I try to do the right report. If I do the wrong thing, I'll try to let you know I've made a mistake.
You do a great job, Tina. I was just kidding with you. Well, we enjoy this nice weather and wait till tomorrow. We'll see what's going to happen tomorrow night.
Okay. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe out there.
Bye, Tina. Tina White reporting out of Shingle Hollow, and she also looks after Green Hill Fire District as well and reports back in to us. It's 7:40, and we got a couple more stops to make.
Jim, have you seen Henson Building Materials' newly remodeled showroom? It's gorgeous.
You mean where they have a full line of hardware and building materials for homeowners and home builders?
I mean where Jamie, Terry, and Tony, their friendly staff, treat me like family. Oh, they're so nice.
Hey, are they taking COVID precautions and have curbside service?
Of course. They're so thoughtful.
I do need some materials, but I don't think they'll fit in our car.
Oh, silly. They have professional delivery so we can get whatever I want.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street in Forest City.
Building starts here.
All right, UM. We're going up to UM this morning to talk with Brenda Kelly to see what's going on. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning. How are you on this, let's say, tremendous Thursday morning?
Tremendous Thursday morning and a cool one.
Yes, and it's going to stay cool for a while, ain't it?
I believe we're in the midst of winter.
Phew, I know it. But there's light at the end of the tunnel because it ain't long till spring of the year.
You're exactly right. And the flowers will be blooming and pollen will be popping out there again.
Snakes will be crawling and and all that stuff, and the mosquitoes and the flies and all that stuff.
Be time to put out a garden here before you know it.
Oh, I know it, and I heard on the news this morning they might be a food shortage, so everybody better plant a garden, have something.
Yep, I love the way I don't love it either, but the way the news people always paint negative. We could say you might walk and fall in a hole, but you're probably not going to fall in a hole. But they say you might fall in a hole, or you might have a car wreck, or you might do this. We might not. Right. There's 99% chances we won't, but they say you might fall in a hole.
That's right.
They always paint the negative stories, don't they?
Yeah, I like to look on the positive side.
I do
enough,
too.
Stuff that's negative. We don't have to be reminded of it every time we turn. And I know that COVID is bad, but we've had a lot of other things that was bad. We had the polio epidemic. We had smallpox. We had chicken pox and everything like that. And I understand that it's bad, but I'm so tired of every time you turn the TV on, if there's the least little bit of news, it's somebody getting a shot. And I'm tired. Oh, it's just, I hate it.
They just run it in the ground, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's other news out there besides that.
Oh yeah. We got a border crisis. You don't hear much about it anymore.
No, and you don't hear about everybody that can't afford food and can't afford the gas in their automobiles, and you don't hear nothing about that. It just, I don't know. It's something else.
It is. Yeah, they love
to
sensationalize everything.
Oh yeah. It's just beyond me. But so far, I've made it through this life. I guess I'll continue to do so. May not have everything I think I need or what, but or won't. I'm sure I've got my needs. The Lord blesses me there.
Yep.
He meets my needs every day.
And you got breath in your lungs.
That's right. And I had a call from my friend Chad yesterday morning, and he's doing fine.
Good.
He's a mess. But let's see. I'm always a cold spot. I've got 20 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays, any anniversaries. I don't know of anything going on, and except the weather. It's always the weather. But I meant to comment yesterday, and I forgot to on the Southern Gospel. You said something about the hour, the Southern Gospel. I like Southern Gospel too better than I do the praise songs. I know praise songs is all right, but give me Southern Gospel, and I like something with a little upbeat and tempo to it.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I enjoy it every morning.
I like some praise and worship music too, but I don't like what they call the 7-11 song, where they say 7 words 11 times over and over again.
I know it. There's a song that we sing at church. I don't sing it because I don't know the words to it, and it's a praise song, and it's got on there repeat 6 times.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, but anyway, everybody to their own. And I'm sure there's people out there that rather have praise music than they had Southern gospel. But if you listen to Southern gospel words to the songs, you've got a message right there.
And the hymns in the hymn book are powerful messages.
Oh, yeah, they do. That's exactly right.
Maybe that's why so many people are steering away from the hymns, because there's such a powerful message there.
And I was thinking the other day about that song, "Do Not Pass Me By."
Yeah.
I just thought that's really a powerful,
It is.
Or pass me not, it's pass me not,
Pass
O
me
gentle
not, O
Savior.
gentle Savior.
Yeah. That's good. But you better get down to Ellenboro and check on Luke the Sweet Thing and see if everything's all right down there.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, catch you later.
Bye.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Are we going over to Ellenboro now and wrap this report up with Luther Gilligan reporting from the streets of Ellenboro? Let's see if he has anything new to report today. Good morning, Luther.
Good morning to you two. It's a nice morning down here. A little cloudy, but the sun's coming up through the trees. Going to warm the place up a little bit.
It's going to be a tremendous Thursday.
It's going to be a great day. But it's quiet this morning, not a whole lot happening. The fire department only had one call about 7:30, about 6:30 last night. Assisted the EMS on call. Other than that, they're quiet, and that's going on then. Just not a whole lot going on down here anywhere this morning. They're just trying to hit on that, get another day any work. But we want at least happy birthday day. Old Lee Allen, he's having a birthday day, so hope Lee has a great day and enjoy his day. And Jim, hope you have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Keep us posted, and I will see you tomorrow.
All right, take care.
All right, bye. All right, it's time now for birthdays and anniversaries. The 27th of January. If you are celebrating, please let us know that, and we will celebrate with you, give you a big shout-out. Be proud of that birthday. Be proud of that anniversary. You can call Todd now at 287-3356, 287-3356, and we'll have a big birthday party right here in the Blue Room with you. Birthdays and anniversaries coming up next.
Hi there, I'm Amanda Chavette, founder of Leading Purpose, located in Rutherford, North Carolina. Since 2010, we've been helping businesses expand their reach and grow their bottom line. Leading Purpose helps leaders successfully manage change in today's business environment. We help you bring your team together to create the type of place where employees love coming to work and where customers love to do business. If you'd like to find out what we can accomplish together to grow your success, visit us online at leadingpurpose.com.
And you always make sure that if you want a good donut, you go by Granny B's. You get some of those delicious daylight donuts. They're good. You got all kinds of flavors. They got the cream-filled ones. They've got the white filling in the middle of them. They got the plain donuts with the hole in the middle, and they got the donut holes, and they've got the twist. They got all kinds. And they're always freshly made. Delicious daylight donuts at Granny B's. And always a good lunch is served. If you want a good lunch, that's the place. And, of course, they have the pizza. Good hot pizzas. Always a great place to enjoy a meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner at Granny B's in Spindle. And if when you want your clothes clean, looking good, smelling good, and freshen you up a little bit, take them by Folks Cleaners and drop them off, and they'll have them back in just a couple of days. And you don't even have to get out of your car. Just drop up to the side window there, and they'll come out, pick those up for you, and even bring them back out to you when they're done. So that's a good place to do your business with Folk Cleaners there in the Rockwood Plaza.
Happy birthday.
Birthdays today include Wolfgang Amadeus. Mozart, he was born in 1756 on this date, died 1791. Edward Smith, he's the captain of the Titanic. He was born in 1850, died in 1912. Donna Reed, an actress, was born in 1921 and died in 1972. Bridget Fonda, born in 1964. Events included in 1870, Virginia readmitted to the Union. 1880, Thomas Edison patented the incandescent lamp. In 1948, first tape recorder sold. 1956, RCA released Elvis's song Heartbreak Hotel. It goes number one, first million seller. 1971, Laverne and Shirley premiered on ABC. And this is National Chocolate Cake Day, folks. That's what I'm loving. National Chocolate Cake Day. Now you're up to date on this date in history right here on WCAB.
Tired of winter?
I can't stand much more of this.
Hey, we'll keep you warm till springtime arrives. WCAB.
Biden's official schedule for today shows no public events, but he's expected to officially announce the retirement of Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer. Breyer is stepping down from the nation's highest court after serving for nearly 3 decades. The president made a campaign promise that if he had an opportunity to fill a Supreme Court vacancy, he would nominate a black woman, which would be a historic first. The White House Wednesday said the president stands by that promise. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Russian troops still gathering at the border with Ukraine as U.S. and Russian diplomats exchange letters about security. ABC's Ian Pannell is in Kiev.
The U.S. ambassador to Russia hand-delivering a formal written response to Moscow's security demands. But the Biden administration refusing to agree to Putin's central request, a guarantee Ukraine will never join NATO.
North Korea firing its 6th missile of the year, and it's not even February.
Experts believe Kim Jong-un is looking for attention and getting impatient with the Biden administration. Pyongyang came close to striking a deal with former President Trump that could have given Kim a way to save his people from poverty, but with the pandemic striking, North Korea had to shut down all contact with the outside world. It's believed Kim now needs some kind of breakthrough. Domestically, the missile launches are also a way to pump up patriotism. Inez de la Quatera, ABC News. At the foreign desk.
6 people who were children living in Fukushima, Japan at the time of the 2011 nuclear disaster and who have now developed thyroid cancer are suing Tokyo Electric Power Company. They want $5.5 million to help pay for their medical care. The Fed on the verge of hiking interest rates to try and tame inflation. The increase expected in March about the same time. Kraft Heinz says it'll raise prices on some of its products at the grocery store. Just like Pfizer, Moderna now says it has begun testing an Omicron-specific COVID booster. You're listening to ABC News.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Now an important message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that the widely used non-contact thermometers are not accurate and have high probabilities for false negative readings. New COVID strands are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters most. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
President Biden has signed an executive order in a crime under military law that comes after Congress passed a defense spending bill that changes the way the military handles sex assault allegations. With nearly $100 million American fighter jet on the bottom of the South China Sea, both the U.S. and China are in deep sea hunting mode. Here's ABC's Matt Gutman.
The U.S. Navy says it is dispatching salvage equipment, but analysts say that could take 2 weeks. In the meantime, China, which considers the South China Sea its territory, is believed to have shadowed the exercise and might even know the location of the crash. The Chinese are known to have salvage submarines that could pick apart sections of the plane, and there is nothing in international law to stop it.
The F-35 went down after hitting the deck of an aircraft carrier on Monday. A new push in Washington for a 4-day work week. California Congressman Mark Takano is introducing a bill that could cut a standard work week.
The 100-member Congressional Progressive Caucus is supporting Representative Takano's bill. They say, in part, to improve work-life balance. It would not eliminate the 40-hour work week, but instead require employers to pay overtime after 32 hours.
ABC's Andrea Fujii. It's already being tried in other countries. Companies in Japan say they are seeing success with a shorter work week, but critics say it could put undue pressure on American businesses already working on slim margins. This is ABC News.
On our first date, we had masks on and kept 6 feet apart. Now we're a lot closer.
Just like Cliff and Deb, thousands of singles over 50 found their perfect match on Silver Singles last year.
I feel like I'm 20 years old again, and I'm pretty sure she feels the same way.
Rediscover the magic of dating with Silver Singles, the exclusive community for singles over 50. Sign up today and receive daily matches you won't want to miss at silversingles.com/radio. silversingles.com/radio.
Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Hello and happy Thursday. We're tracking plenty of sunshine for this afternoon and temperatures staying chilly. Our highs today in the mid to upper 40s. Clouds increase overnight tonight. Will be in the upper 20s and low 30s Friday morning. Friday afternoon, we'll see a mostly cloudy sky. Slight chance of rain showers in the forecast, mainly staying dry though. Highs Friday in the mid to upper 40s and around 50. Those light rain showers turn to light snow showers Friday night and Saturday morning. Light accumulations are in the forecast. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Well, I don't know if they're teasing us with this snow or not, but it is in the forecast, and everyone I've looked at this morning shows that possibility of rain and snow on Friday night and even Friday afternoon. Kind of like it was last week. We had that tease. We got a little bit of sprinkling of snow and not much at all. So we'll see. I'm not sure which direction that storm is running right now, but if we get any, it'll be they say a new snow accumulation of less than half of an inch is possible on Friday night. And then, of course, Sunday, or the Saturday, mostly sunny, so that stuff will be melting out. But we have wind gusts of 22 miles per hour on Saturday with a wind chill value as low as 10 degrees and highs around 35. So it won't melt very much, even though it's the sun will be out. Sunday, mostly sunny, highs around 45, wind chill value as low as 19, and that wind gusting to about 11 miles per hour on Sunday. So we got a cold winter weekend coming up all the way through Monday. It looks like it may be warming up on Monday to 52, but then on Wednesday, I'm seeing another chance of rain and snow with about a 20% chance as of right now. Of course, that's a little less than a week away. Crazy weather, but we're crazy people. Yeah, I like being crazy, don't you? Glad to have you on board with us. The third hour of the morning wake-up call. My name's Bishop. Jim Bishop. I started to say Bill Bishop. That's my brother. 6 minutes. See how crazy I am over here? You get into this blue room, you sort of inhale this blue room air, and it sort of messes your mind up. But thanks to people like you, keeping me cheered up. I appreciate your being out there in radio land, as they say, and making us the most listened to morning wake-up call around. It does me good to know you're out there. Some news from here and there coming up in just a moment.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
My Great America with Jim and Butch at 9:05 this morning. It's interesting. We've got something interesting to talk about during that time period, and we appreciate you spreading the word. That'll be on 9:05 this morning. Some items in the local news. The Daily Courier again is reported. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, I believe it was, but the downtown Spindle will soon be home to a state-of-the-art skate park and pump track as town leaders continue to prioritize investments in outdoor and recreation opportunities. A significant leadership gift was granted to the project by Meta, formerly Facebook, as part of a larger $300,000 donation to support enhancements to the Thermal Belt Rail Trail. Town manager Scott Weber said, if it weren't for Meta's investment in our community, the skate park would simply not be possible at this time. Their initial funding has been the catalyst, the spark needed, and to move this project from concept to reality, and has led to additional funding partners coming to the table to bring the project to fruition, end quote. Meta officials are excited about the project as well. The town is grateful and appreciative of the generosity of Spindle United Methodist Church because they have donated some land. 1.6 acres of land donated by Spindle United Methodist Church is directly adjacent to the Thermal Bell Rail Trail, and the new facility will be located at the intersection of East Main Street and Stewart Street. The town is grateful to that. Keith Bland said, the mayor, the gift will benefit the town and its citizens and will take advantage of the proximity of the property to the rail trail. Leaders from Spindle United Methodist Church are pleased to see the project moving forward. So it's a community effort. Church, community leaders jumping in and helping hand in hand. That's what our county should be all about, is holding hands and making things happen. The Spindle Skate Park and Pumps Track Initiative was originally introduced as part of the Thermal Belt Rail Trail Enhancement Master Plan, which was led by TDA, Rutherford County, and municipal leaders from Rutherford, Spindle, and Forest City. The town of Spindle has secured approximately $820,000 for this project thus far and will continue to pursue additional grant opportunities through 2022 while engineering documents are being prepared. The final total cost of the project will range from $820,000 to possibly $1.6 million, depending on what the council agrees to include with input from local residents and available funding. The groundbreaking for the project is expected to be in the spring of 2023. So it's coming. Those of you who watch and listen to the things happening in Rutherford County, it's a great opportunity right now. We're sitting on the edge of popping growth. I said that last year. Watch out for things to happen, and it's beginning to happen. Things like that shows our potential, shows that companies believe in what's happening in Rutherford County. The Chick-fil-A, for instance, they did their own survey and found out it was feasible to open here. Now, Cookout is behind them. They're making a place over here. And there'll be some others that'll be announced later because people are believing in what's happening. And in that process, we believe in Rutherford County, and we believe in doing business with local businesses as often as possible, too. We believe in supporting those folks who did all the sweat to get where they are, to open a business, take a chance on Rutherford County, believed in what we're doing, and they're beginning to see fruition. But if we support the local businesses, those who made the investment themselves, and not some corporate somewhere, if we support the local folks, we're going to see continued growth and see other folks stepping out and helping Rutherford County. I love to see Rutherford County grow with local entrepreneurs who believe in investing time, sweat, and money into this project. And sometimes they'll start on a slow scale, maybe first base, and then next time they're up, they knock a double, and they knock a triple, and then like a grand slam home run. If we back them, if we support them and get behind them. It's easy to go to a big box store somewhere and walk up and down the aisles, but it also sends our money somewhere else. And I know sometimes we have to go to some of those for various things, but it's easy. It can be easy to say, well, I'm going to stop in Brother John's place or Susie's place, and I'm going to support them. May cost maybe a quarter more or whatever, but it's worth it because you're investing back in your community, and things will happen. People see that we believe in Rutherford County. They're going to spend money here, like this project over there in Spindle. One of those things. I thought this story was quite interesting too, and it shows the fact that our police officers, not only ours but all over the country, really are good people, and one bad apple doesn't mean the whole bushel is bad sometimes. But here's a story out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. An officer delivers food after DoorDash driver was arrested. DoorDash driver was arrested. I don't think it gives the details of why he was arrested, reckless driving or intoxicated or whatever, but he was arrested. So the police officer decided to deliver the food to the person. Anastasia Elsinger got a surprise at her doorstep Tuesday afternoon when a police officer delivered her Arby's DoorDash order to her South Dakota home. In a Ring camera video that's now gone viral on TikTok, the Sioux Falls police officer can be heard saying the DoorDash driver had been arrested for warrants he didn't take care of, so the officer finished the delivery. I know I'm not who you're expecting, but your driver got arrested, the officer said, so I figured I'd complete the DoorDash. Elsinger was tickled by the gesture. Thank you so much, the Sioux Falls resident said as she laughingly accepted her food from the officer, who was not identified. Take care, the grinning officer said as he left, to which Elsinger called thanks. Officer Sam Clemens addresses the incident during Wednesday's morning police briefing. Clemens denied that the officer was moonlighting for DoorDash, saying instead the officer who made the delivery had stopped a suspect near Elsinger's address earlier. After the arrest, he realized the suspect was a DoorDash driver who hadn't yet made his delivery. He said, this isn't normal by any stretch. It's not like we have officers that are out delivering food, but the little things like this, going above and beyond, helping people out. That's the thing that we do, and probably more often than people realize. And you see those stories like that often. You don't see them on the top headlines or on national news, but stories like that happen all the time with our police officers. The men and women in blue, they're doing those kind of things because they're concerned. They wouldn't be police officers if they didn't believe in the community. They did not believe in you. There's a bad apple once in a while, but overall, our police officers in the blue and in the brown, they are top of the line, just like that. He didn't have to do that, but he did. Well, let's see what else is going on. South Carolina bill would make it illegal for employers to ask vaccination status. That is South Carolina, next door down here. Republican lawmakers in South Carolina introduced legislation that would make it illegal for employers to ask their employees about their COVID-19 vaccination status, saying it's private medical information. And it is. It is. Some things of applications, somebody's fill out an application. A lot of things we can't ask. We're not supposed to ask the age. Not supposed to ask a female if she's planning on getting married, or you're planning on getting pregnant if you're married. We can't ask those. But yet we can ask them, if you've been vaccinated? Now, South Carolina lawmakers are saying no. It's private medical information, and you don't need to ask that question. We have people in South Carolina that are losing their jobs because they have to report to their employer that they're unvaccinated. According to Representative Mike Burns, we also have people who are having their insurance rates put in a different category. They're charging up to an extra $100 a week more than the vaccinated people. It's absolutely insane to do this kind of thing and take advantage of folks who choose not to be jabbed. The legislation, which is H 4848, was introduced January 20th, would make it a criminal offense for any employer, business, nonprofit, or public entity to ask someone's COVID-19 vaccination status. Burns argued that asking about vaccination status should be off limits, just like asking a woman about her pregnancy status. So a lady comes in to apply for a job, and the prospective personnel director says, "Oh, by the way, are you taking birth control pills? Do you refrain from having a baby?" We would never ask that. So why would we ask, have you been to the COVID shot place? Burns argued that asking that is off limits. I'm your employer, and I ask you if you're pregnant. I can't do that. I can't ask you if you're thinking about getting pregnant. I can't ask you that. If you get STD or HIV, I can't ask any of those private medical questions. But somehow it's all right to terminate people's employment because I didn't take this emergency use only vaccine. That's ridiculous, he says. We can't even ask people their age anymore. Burns introduced the legislation along with fellow GOP representatives Patrick Haddon, Stephen Long, Bill Chumley, Sandy McCary, and Vic Dabney. I don't know what part of South Carolina these guys are from and gals, but they're stepping forward. The legislation would make asking vaccination status a misdemeanor that would carry a fine of up to $14,000 and or 1 year in jail. While the Supreme Court recently banned the Biden administration's vaccine or test federal mandate on employers with over 100 employees, this legislation would block South Carolina employers from voluntarily implementing the vaccine whatsoever. So there you go. People are beginning to move forward and making steps in some direction to see that they're not infringing on our rights is the main thing. And the government loves to do that. The left loves to do that. They love to infringe on our rights and point their fingers and say, you got to do it my way, or we're going to punish you. Do it my way, or it's a highway. That's not what our America is about. That's why our forefathers fought in this country to make things like that not right, so we can have the freedom of choice, freedom of religion, freedom to do the kind of things that we have within laws. 19 past 8 o'clock, the Sheriff's Report with Sheriff Francis coming up here in just a moment.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
There are plenty of drugstores in Rutherford County, but not all of them offer the same personal customer service that is offered at the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton. Laura Hodge and her team have trusted experience and professional service. You're not just a number to them, you're a friend. Make the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton your hometown drugstore at 200 Charlotte Road in Rutherfordton. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturdays 9 to 1, 287-7117.
Tired of winter?
I can't stand much more.
Hey, we'll keep you warm till springtime arrives. WCAB.
Yes, and WCAB's got the Sheriff's Report right here with Sheriff Chris Francis. He was on with us earlier this morning. We recorded it for broadcast at this time. Sheriff?
In the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 144 calls for service. There have been 8 arrests processed to county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 172. Among those arrested, John Wayne Kirkland, 30-year-old male of Ellenboro, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Jeffrey Scott Toney, 46-year-old male of Forest City, was charged with 2 counts of failure to appear and received a $4,000 secure bond. James Hubert Luckadoo, 41-year-old male of Lake Lure, was charged with failure to appear and received a $150 cash bond. Vincent Joseph Yates, 22-year-old male, New Orleans, Louisiana, was charged with failure to appear and received a $10,000 secured bond. Lauren June Landon, 39-year-old female Lake Lure, was charged with assault, communicating threats, and injury to property, and received a $2,000 secured bond. Ashley Nicole Welch, 20-year-old female of Spindle, was charged with failure to appear and received a $10,000 secured bond. Among our incidents, we had obtained parked up false pretense, Laurel Hill Drive. A person in a Chevrolet Trailblazer drove without paying there at the landfill. Approximate cost was $50. State got away without paying. We had a B&E and larceny on Arabian Drive in Ellenboro. There was 2 AC units at $200, a Husqvarna chainsaw at $100, and a flat screen TV at $200 taken in that incident. Jim, that's what we had to report today.
I believe you had some successful events with the Rutherford County Unified Narcotics Task Force. I believe some arrests were made.
We have been working well with the Forest City Police Department and Sheriff's Office have been working well together and working cases in and outside the city limits, and that seems to continue to go well. So I appreciate the chief assisting me and putting that together a little over a year ago and continue to be successful in combating drugs in our county.
It's always good, too, when the citizens help the police officers when they know something and can turn that information in. The Rutherford County Unified Narcotics Task Force recently received that information from a citizen regarding drug activity at 166 Sid Sims Road in Rutherfordton. Subsequently, the UNTF initiated an investigation with a successful outcome. On January 25th, Sergeant Tyler Green with the Criminal Apprehension Team conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle after observing numerous traffic violations. Mr. Joshua Cuthbertson, age 28, of Sid Sims Road, was the driver of the vehicle. During the traffic stop, 164 grams of methamphetamine were found in the vehicle, along with $1,307 in the United States currency. Mr. Cuthbertson was arrested for trafficking meth and maintaining a vehicle for controlled substances. Due to the ongoing investigation and the traffic stop, the UNTF and the Rutherford County Department of Public Safety executed a search warrant at Mr. Cuthbertson's residence, 166 Sid Sims Road. That search also resulted in investigators locating and seizing an additional amount of methamphetamine and U.S. currency. The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office would like to thank Forest City Police Officer Mark McCracken and his canine partner, Thor, for their assistance in the investigation. The Sheriff's Office would also like to thank the public for all the tips and information provided. They take this information very seriously, and cases like these could not happen without the public's help. The Rutherford County Unified Narcotics Task Force is comprised of the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office, Narcotics Unit, and Criminal Apprehension Team, and the Forest City Police Department Narcotics Unit. And so whoever was able to tip them off, thank you for doing that. and helping get drugs like that off the street. And hopefully continued effort like that will help clean up this mess, because it's gotten crazy out here, not only here, but Cleveland County is bad, McDowell County, all across the country. Methamphetamine is running rampant, along with more serious drugs than that. Sports Update is coming up next.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. We start with college hoops and a lot to get to. UNC closing on an 8-0 run to secure a 58-47 victory over Boston College. The win itself remarkable, if not historic, as the Tar Heels won by double digits despite shooting 29.1%. In program history, Carolina's never won a game when shooting under 30%. Head coach Hubert Davis asked about his team's cold hands. He said, "Hey, man, we got it done."
You know, a win is a win. And that's why I talk a lot about us being really good defensively. And that's why I always talk about energy, effort, and toughness. It's because, you know, as good as we are shooting, there are going to be times when you're going to have to rely on the defensive end. And so towards the end, when we needed to stop, we got the stops. And when we needed a basket, we made a basket.
Other ACC action from Wednesday, Nate Laszewski scored 18 points, including 8 straight, to give Notre Dame the lead for good in the second half. And the Fighting Irish defeated NC State 73-65. Wolfpack head coach Kevin Keats after the loss in South Bend.
I didn't think we were sharp or played the way we've been playing on the offensive end. The difference in the game, when you look at it, is they went 11 for 28 from the three-point line, and then obviously was able to get to the free throw line 24 times.
Outside of North Carolina on Wednesday, Miami beat Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech upset Florida State. On the pro court, the Charlotte Hornets broke the franchise single-game scoring record and notched the highest point total in the NBA this season in a 158-126 rout of the Indiana Pacers. Certainly a huge night, but it comes as no surprise to head coach James Borrego. You'd almost be led to believe he expects this kind of thing all the time.
Shot it well. We got hot. You know, we were due for one of these games. We just told our guys before the game, shoot it with confidence, let it fly. We believe in our shooters. We're one of the best shooting teams in the NBA. It was just a matter of time before we saw it drop. Just a great performance offensively tonight.
This is NCN Sports.
If the power goes out for your business, are you prepared with a backup? Without electricity, security systems go down, refrigerated items spoil, and customers are turned away. In other words, your business loses money. Control your power. Control your business with a Generac automatic standby generator. Alternative Power is North Carolina's Generac generator experts. In fact, all Alternative Power does is provide backup power. Financing options are available. See more at alternativepower.com.
Apply at ncgreenpower.org.
Alternative Power knows more is happening at home now than ever. And when a winter storm causes your power to go out, life is disrupted. A Generac automatic standby generator from Alternative Power guards the home against blackouts caused by weather of all types. Financing options are available, and act now for a free 10-year warranty. Terms and conditions apply. Gain peace of mind with a Generac automatic standby generator. Alternative Power, North Carolina's Generac experts. See more at alternativepower.com.
It's women's semifinal day at the Australian Open with 2 Americans featured. Madison Keys takes on top-ranked Ash Barty in the first match to begin at 3:30 Eastern. Danielle Collins will play 2020 French Open champion Iga Swiatek. The winners will meet in a Saturday night championship match. Barty is attempting to become the first American woman in 44 years to win the Australian singles title. Keys comes into the match on a 10-match winning streak and 11 overall this year. That matches her entire win total from 2021. NFL news, Ryan Poles has been hired as the Chicago Bears GM. He spent the previous 13 seasons in the Chiefs front office, where he was the team's director of college scouting. In 2017, when Kansas City drafted Patrick Mahomes with the number 10 overall pick, after Chicago took Mitch Trubisky at number 2.
Hello and happy Thursday. We're tracking plenty of sunshine for this afternoon and temperatures staying chilly. Our highs today in the mid to upper 40s. Clouds increase overnight tonight. Will be in the upper 20s and low 30s Friday morning. Friday afternoon, we'll see a mostly cloudy sky. Slight chance of rain showers in the forecast, mainly staying dry though. Highs Friday in the mid to upper 40s and around 50. Those light rain showers turn to light snow showers Friday night and Saturday morning. Light accumulations are in the forecast. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Thank you very much, Zach. And folks, we have warmed up just a touch. We're up to 26 now. Heat wave going through here. 24 started out earlier, 26 now, but we should be climbing out of the freezer locker here pretty soon. And our expected high today is 47 and mostly sunny skies with light wind. And back down tonight to 29. It'll be our overnight low tonight. Now, tomorrow night is when it gets a little bit iffy. And of course, as we mentioned, we'll watch that weather pattern for you. You don't need to sweat it. We'll keep you posted on what's happening in terms of the weather, and you hear it right here. Next Tar Heel game is Saturday evening, UNC and NC State, 12:30 countdown, 1 o'clock pregame, 2 o'clock tip-off. And, of course, Tar Heels had a good night last night. We just waking up, finding out that UNC beat Boston College 58-47. Let me remind you again that if you want to be a part of the Be My Baby Weekend Valentine promotion, get your card sent in to us pretty soon because time slips up before you know it. You can bring it to us if you like at 191 Whiteside Road, Rutherford, or mail it to us at Post Office Box 511. We're looking for Valentine with your name and your sweetheart's name, inside and telephone number. And if you want to request your favorite love song, feel free because we got a bunch of love songs that we'll be playing during Valentine time because it's a sweet time of the year. And we love doing this kind of thing. And somebody will be the grand prize winner, and the grand prizes are fabulous this year. Thanks to Tracy. She's done a great job lining that up. And we'll have all that information coming up next. My Great America, 8:05 this morning with Jim and Butch. Now let's look at some other stuff right after this.
At Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continue to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID rapid 19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
It's that time again, time to get the flu vaccines. And Smith's Drugs in Forest City has the flu vaccinations available. Walk-ins Monday through Friday and Saturdays by appointment. And Smith's Drug is asking all their Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers to call if you need any help with registering your recalled devices. Just call the Home Medical Department for any help or with questions at 828-245-4591. And Smith's Drugs has the Moderna and Pfizer initial shots and the boosters. They also have the flu vaccines at Smith's Drugs of Forest City.
And if you want to get that home test, they're mailing those home tests out now for the free COVID-19 test. Be aware because, as I mentioned a couple of days ago, there are some scams going on with that as well. How the scam may work. You hear about the free COVID-19 tests and do a search for it online, or you see a post or ad on social media or receive an unsolicited email or text. These communications urge you to request your free test immediately by clicking on a link. When you follow the link to a website that looks official at first glance, it may have the United States Postal Service, USPS logo, just like the real website. It also has a form to request your tests. But when you start filling out the form, you notice something unusual. This fake version may ask you for personal information, such as your Social Security number or your Medicare ID. It can also request your credit card details under the guise of needing to pay for shipping. The real page does not ask for payment or your Social Security number. If it asks for your Social Security number or shipping information or payment, it's not real. It's a scam. Before you know it, you have given up your information to a scammer. Here's some tips to identify a fake website. Look closely at the domain name. One way that fake websites trick people is by using a domain name that is extremely close to real business or organization's domain name. For example, the real COVID-19 test request website is special.usps.com/testkits. That's the real COVID-19 test request website. USPS.com/testkits. Scammers may swap two letters or make a slight misspelling. If you find a spelling error in the domain name, you're not on the official site, and it's best to close the tab and get away from it. Watch out for tricky subdomains. Sometimes attackers hope you will confuse a subdomain with the real domain name. For example, a scammer might use the subdomain name usps.faketestkit.com, hoping you won't notice that faketestkit.com is not the correct domain name to get your free test kit, which is usps.com. The real website asks only for your name and address. You do not need to pay for the test using the government program, even for shipping. And you will not be asked for insurance details, your Social Security number, or any other sensitive information. So if you just check that out real closely before you go into that. With not only these, but anything that you see. If you're telling you, well, you're a lucky person, you've just won something from Costco or whoever, Reader's Digest, unless you've entered something, you've not won anything. And they'll trick you to think, oh, boy, I'm going to be rich. Well, don't go there. Don't go there because they want your information. They want your bank account number. They want your Social Security number. They want personal information about you. Or if you get something, they say your grandson's in jail, you need to bail him out. Well, check with your grandson. And if you don't have a grandson, especially, is not fruitful. But sometimes they'll try to do that. Get you to send them money or buy one of those green cards or whatever it is. You know how to take care of yourself. Just don't. If they say you've won something, and you haven't entered anything, how can you win something if you haven't entered anything? So please tread carefully because a lot of people have lost a lot of valuable money because of that kind of thing. Well, enough said about that. I just like to caution you from time to time because I know how easy it is to get tricked into something like that. Now, I know we all want extra money. I know we want to win something. We want to get all these things. Oh, you're a great customer. You deserve this. I know we like all those accolades, but we have to really be careful. I have to keep looking over our backs, unfortunately, because they're out to scam us. You get all kinds of. I get on Facebook, for instance, I get friend requests from people who are already friends on Facebook. So if you get a friend request from somebody that's already a friend on Facebook, check with that friend before you click into it again, because somebody's trying to get your information, trying to scam you. Just be careful. It's terrible we have to live that way, but unfortunately that's the society in which we live. Well, you know, when the national left-leaning news people start turning on the president, you know it's bad. It is bad. NBC anchor Chuck Todd, who never was a friend of conservatives, never was a friend of Donald Trump or Republicans for that matter. NBC anchor Chuck Todd said Sunday that President Biden was in trouble with the American electorate following the release of a new NBC poll last week showing dismal approval ratings to kick off the midterm election year. During the opening segment on Meet the Press, Todd, citing the poll, declared Biden's 43% approval rating showed he's lost his identity and was no longer seen as competent and effective in the eye of the voter. That is Chuck Todd of NBC, who was a heavy critic of anything the Republicans were doing, or the conservatives were doing, or Donald Trump was doing. So that says something. When CNN and NBC and ABC start turning against him, you know he's in bad trouble. He's still got folks like Joy Behar that thinks he walks on water, and people at MSNBC thinks he walks on water, and they would never criticize him if he stood in front of the camera and said, "I'm a crook." Oh no, he didn't mean that. Meanwhile, a Texas judge blocks Biden's federal worker vaccine mandate as well. A federal judge in Texas has blocked the president's vaccine mandate for federal workers, dealing the administration another sting in court defeat. Judge Jeffrey Brown of U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Texas, a Trump appointee, said that the president's order exceeded his authority and has harmed the liberty interest of employees. So he's really getting shot down quite a bit here lately, isn't he? Maybe, just maybe, folks are beginning to wake up and see what we got up there. I don't know. It's a baby step in reality, but when the NCAA, the National Collegiate Athletic Association, finally started to take steps to amend the loony pro-trans policy, Public outcry, no doubt, played a huge role in their change of the heart, but public pressure needs to stay on right now on the needs to stay on them to right the wrong they've caused in women's sports, because they're doing women unfair and doing the American people unfair by allowing transgender people to compete. Men who say that God made a mistake and I'm really a woman, let the men compete with the women. It's unfair. The policy is effective starting with the 2022 Winter Championships. Transgender students, athletes who they'll need to document sports-specific testosterone levels beginning 4 weeks before their sports championship selections, starting with the 2022-23 academic year. Transgender student athletes will need documented levels at the beginning of their season and the second documentation 6 months after the first. They will also need documented testosterone levels for 4 weeks before championship selections. Full implementation would begin with the 2023-24 academic year. John D. Gigolo, that's not Gigolo, it's Giloio D. Gioia. John D. Gioia. He's the chair of the board and Georgetown president. It's important that the NCAA member schools, conferences, and college athletes compete in an inclusive, fair, safe, and respectful environment and can move forward with a clear understanding of the new policy. So maybe they're beginning to wise up too. Maybe they're beginning to wise up. The change to the policy came after a transgender swimmer, as you recall, who was deemed eligible to compete as a woman after a male to female transition, broke records during the competition for the University of Pennsylvania female swim team. The NCAA's previous policy was to allow male swimmers to compete as female following 1 year of testosterone suppression. NCAA was unwavering in their support of allowing men to compete in women's sports, but requiring them to be tested for testosterone levels is a step in the right direction. If the public's focus stayed fixed on the staggering injustices we see happening and worse, than the NCAA will have no choice but to back down. So it's time people begin to get some common sense in there and recognize that if you were born male, then you're a male. If you were born a female, then you're a female. If you got the tools that a male was born with, if you got those tools, then it means you're a male. If you don't have those tools, that means you're a female. And where we lost our common sense along the way, I don't know, and why these companies keep propping them up and telling them, well, yeah, okay, if you think you were supposed to be a woman, we'll support that and we'll put lots of money. As long as they support that idea and say, oh yeah, sure, come on. There'll be more and more people coming out for the praising glory of the publicity. If some of them just said, no, we don't believe that. You were created a male, you're going to remain a male. If you created a woman, you're going to remain a woman. We don't believe God makes mistakes like that, so there you go. Donald Trump, he's still speaking. I don't know if he's going to run again or not. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. Got a piece in the mail yesterday with Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis picture on the front of it, like it looked like a team. I don't know if it is or not, but Donald Trump has slammed the Democrats, saying we are tired of taking lectures from a party that thinks babies can be killed after birth, end quote. Well, I'll say hooray to that president, our former President Donald Trump. We're tired of taking lectures from a party that thinks babies can be killed after birth. He headlined a rally with tens of thousands of pro-life conservatives in Arizona last weekend. During his speech, Trump slammed Democrats for supporting abortion and even going beyond that, defending infanticide. Trump said, we've done taking lectures on science from a party that tells us men and women are men and babies, and this is a fact that babies can be killed even after birth. They used to talk late term. Now they're talking about just go check out your governor of Virginia, your former governor of Virginia, and it's all just fine with them. Babies can be killed after birth. And that's a shame. Isn't that a shame? That's a shame. Virtually every top Democrat also now supports late-term abortion, ripping babies straight from their mother's womb, right up to the moment of birth. And if you look at Virginia, the governor of Virginia, he was even talking about essentially, you would say, an execution. He was talking about after the baby is born, the doctors will talk to the mother and they'll make a decision as to whether or not the baby lives. This is a radical Democrat ideal. That's why Congress should be prohibited to extreme late-term abortion, because we believe, and many of you believe, as I do, believe that every child is a sacred gift from God, and we have no right to destroy that. Although some liberal media outlets inaccurately portrayed Trump's comments as false, Trump is accurately summarizing what Northam awkwardly said back then, that there was a right to choose after birth. Ladies and gentlemen, that is horrific. It's done in cases where there may be severe deformities. There may be a fetus that's non-viable. So in this particular example, if a woman is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physician and the mother. And if they chose to kill that baby, they're saying, let's do it. Sad, sad, sad. Who would have ever thought it would come this far? 8:45, My Great America with Jim and Butch coming up at 9:05 this morning. Right now, let's hear this. You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherford.
We are remembering the classic oldies right here on WCAB Rutherford. The best of both worlds now. AM 590 and 100.9 FM.
And we'll do that at 9:30 this morning. We'll start with our classic oldies rundown of music from the vault of treasured music. 9:30 until 11:30 this morning. Then again this afternoon at 3 o'clock, you'll enjoy more of your favorite songs you remember back when you were dating, riding around in a cool car, going to the drugstore drinking a cherry Coke or something like that. Remember those days? Or maybe going to a sock hop or just listening to some nice music, doing your thing. We have that music for you to help reflect on those memories. It's important, I think, for us to know that we have people in decision-making positions that have some really weird ideas. Really, really weird ideas that are not even American, they're not Christian, they're not biblical, they're not anything but just really almost satanic. Here's a Kent State professor. Kent State is a noted university. Kent State professor doesn't think that violent rapes in school bathrooms are a safety issue. Yeah. It's not a safety issue. Violent rapes in school bathrooms are not an issue, safety issue. On the Dr. Phil Show, Kent State Associate Professor Dr. Susie D. Inbo made the shocking claim that the violent rape of a girl in the bathroom of a Loudoun County school perpetrated by a boy in a dress was not a safety issue. Debating the Daily Wire's Matt Walsh, Denbo tried to brush off the threat of a bathroom rape in American schools due to the woke ideology that says anyone should be able to use any bathroom regardless of sex. Loudoun County is a famous case that the Daily Wire helped uncover. There was a gender nonconforming boy who went into the girls' restroom and violently raped a young girl. Discussing the controversy over letting high school bathrooms become gender-neutral spaces, what about the feelings of the girls getting raped? Dr. Dienbo responded saying, I'm not trying to minimize your concern about it, but I don't know that it's a safety issue. What? How is the rape of a girl not a safety issue? That's outrageous. Why are people behaving like they cannot see the giant train barreling down the track at 110 miles an hour and blowing his horn? The girls are not safe for these rules. It's a basic safety issue. Boys have no business being in girls' bathrooms. Anyone with a penis has no business in a high school girls' bathroom. Now, just put it point blank and plain to you. I have long understood, you have long understood, and I think most women do, that out in public there might be a trans person in the bathroom with me, and I can't tell, and everyone is minding their own business. No one's harmed. Using the women's bathroom is not going to make anyone look twice. And frankly, it would be really weird if she went into a men's room. That would cause an uproar, while no one would even notice her in a ladies' room. But the new woke rules say anyone can use any bathroom they like based on how they identify at any moment. I could feel okay this morning, but by this afternoon I may feel like a woman, so I want to run down to Lowe's and go into the women's restroom. So-called non-binary people often fluctuate their identity from day to day. These are not people who have spent a year or more living as the opposite sex and who are just trying to blend in what we're talking about. A man with a full beard could walk into a ladies' room and no one is supposed to say anything. Do they understand how this gives predators an open door policy to do what they want to do because we're not supposed to say anything about it? We're supposed to accept this woke generation of, there's no safety issue with rape going on in a women's bathroom because some guy goes in dressed in a skirt and he rapes some girl. There's no safety issue there. Kent professor, probably tenured, making a good salary, no common sense. Maybe smart book-wise, but no common sense. What's happened to the common sense this day and era? Which, my goodness, makes me shudder to think about these people in leadership positions that are teaching our boys and girls and our men and women across America in schools, in universities, and giving them food for thought like that they would even say, well, it's okay, just don't even say anything about it and let it go. They feel like a woman today. Well, as a friend of mine in college used to say, when some asinine statement was made, he'd say, bull roar, this crazy out there. So it's, I don't know if I just really get bent out of shape when I see these things. And I'm just a little old country boy here on a radio show doing a conservative talk show expressing my thoughts because I want you, as my friends in my audience, to wake up and understand that stuff's going on out there, in spite of what Chuck Todds and people like that say about anything dealing with the woke generation. It doesn't matter how they feel today. It's how they were born. And we got to understand that and make common sense about it. 8:52 right now. My Great America with Jim and Butch coming up here in just a few moments. Right now we're going to make room and get out of here and rest up a little bit, get ready for My Great America. I have a special treat for you on My Great America this morning. So we'll get to doing that.
It's another long winter.
600 years.
No, it'll be gone soon.
I'm waiting!
In the meantime, keep warm with us, WCAB.
From the pandemic recession, the nation's gross domestic product expanding 5.7% in 2021. A lot of people had complained about Obamacare when it was introduced, but ABC's Andy Field says a record number of Americans are using it.
With Obamacare open enrollment ending in most of the country, the president says a record 14.5 million Americans signed up for the health insurance. The CDC now says 1 out of every 7 uninsured Americans got health insurance between the end of 2020 and last September. If you live in California, Kentucky, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, or D.C., each with its own marketplace, you can still sign up till the end of this month.
Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer retiring from the bench. President Biden expected to make the formal announcement today, then pick a replacement. During the campaign, the president promised he would pick a black woman if he had the chance.
Nominating a black woman means that for the first time there will be 4 women and 2 black justices serving on the bench. This also gives the president a chance to shore up his base ahead of the midterm elections and an opportunity to show voters that he can make good on this campaign promise.
That's ABC senior White House correspondent Mary Bruce. ABC congressional correspondent Rachel Scott has more on what could happen in the Senate.
Sources tell us that Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is eyeing a timeline that mirrors the confirmation process of Justice Amy Coney Barrett. She was pushed through very quickly by Republicans just days before the 2020 election. But a quick process means that we are likely to see this political battle play out before Justice Breyer even steps down from the bench.
On the 77th anniversary of the liberation of the Auschwitz concentration camp, Holocaust survivors warn about the resurgence of anti-Semitism and Holocaust denial. Many Holocaust Remembrance Day events were canceled because of the pandemic. You're listening to ABC News.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
Worries about the safety of our water. The White House this morning announcing it is expanding a cybersecurity initiative to include water systems. Officials say the increasing use of technology to move water around also increases the risk for cyber attacks. A new look at the state of smoking in America.
Maybe it shouldn't be too surprising that for the first time in years, cigarette sales rose in 2021.
Certainly due to the stress that the pandemic is causing on a lot of people.
What is surprising to Thomas Carr of the American Lung Association is the age of tobacco product users.
There's now 2 million middle and high school students that reported using e-cigarettes in 2021.
The good news in the report is that the percentage of American adults who smoke went from 21.6 in 2003 down to 14% in 2019. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
And an unusual look, a white one for Jerusalem.
Waking up in a winter wonderland. That's what it feels like here in Jerusalem after a powerful storm dumped 8 inches of snow on the holy city. The rare snowfall shutting down schools, businesses, and main highways. No reports of injuries, significant damage, or power outages. Many residents jumping out to throw a snowball or two. It's been nearly a decade since snow actually accumulated overnight here. Some scientists, like Dr. Amit Givati, warning this unusual burst of extreme cold in the otherwise warm Middle East is a direct result of climate change. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
This is ABC News.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
I'm Sherry.
Hello and happy Thursday. We're tracking plenty of sunshine for this afternoon and temperatures staying chilly. Our highs today in the mid to upper 40s. Clouds increase overnight tonight. Will be in the upper 20s and low 30s Friday morning. Friday afternoon, we'll see a mostly cloudy sky. Slight chance of rain showers in the forecast, mainly staying dry though. Highs Friday in the mid to upper 40s and around 50. Those light rain showers turn to light snow showers Friday night and Saturday morning. Light accumulations are in the forecast. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
27 degrees currently and cloudy skies out there, but we should be warming up nicely up to about 48 for our daytime high today. And that chance of precipitation today is nothing. 47 for our high today, and then dropping it back to 29 tonight. Tomorrow night, that's when we'll start play the guessing game about the weather forecast. And it looks like on Saturday, wind chill value as low as 10, and sunny skies. Sunday, mostly sunny with highs around 45, with a wind chill value as low as 19. And mostly sunny on the last day of January with highs around 52, dropping back to 27 on January 31st. And then by February the 1st, there's still another chance of some rain and snow on February the 2nd. So it's crazy winter weather we've got right here, but we love it. We love living right here in the thermal belt of western North Carolina. It's 9:06.
It's time now for My Great America with Jim and Butch, a conversation about positive things about this great country. And now here are Jim and Butch.
And a very pleasant good morning, everybody. Welcome to My Great America with Jim and Butch here on this Thursday morning, the 27th day. Time we get together with a friend Butch, and he is out of the Blue Room this morning on another road trip, but we have him via recording this morning. He'll be coming up here in just a few moments. An interesting conversation we'll have with Butch. It's always interesting to get those kind of commentaries from around our country and different people that he knows and makes contact with. And we'll do that. And I think it's time now for to get in touch with Butch.
Well, Jim, here we are. It's a Thursday, and I was thinking to myself, I am not going to just let Jim sit there alone in the Blue Room. I can't be there. This morning, unfortunately, we were double booked, and the podcast that I host, which is Life by the Mile, delivered by FreightWorks, has a driver named Henry who lives in Laredo, Texas, right there on the Mexico border. And originally it was going to be 10:30, but then it got rescheduled to 9. And then I realized as I was coming back from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where I was with my mother, great visit, by the way. She came through her COVID, and God was really faithful and took care of her. But in any event, what I learned is that you can't be two places at once. And so this morning, what I'd like to do is just give a couple of thoughts about some different things that have been on my heart. And then beyond that, I'm sure you'll interact. Jim, the thing that struck me, again, when I was there at the studio, is that you just don't quit. You're... I'm not going to be loose and use the phrase the Energizer Bunny. We all remember those commercials, but you just keep going, and we sure need that. And speaking of going, the Republican Party is having their monthly meeting this month, and if you are a Republican, a Democrat that wants to switch party affiliations like so many are doing all over the country, it's really incredible. The data is showing in so many counties across America, people are saying, you know what, I'm tired of the direction the country is going, and they're switching their party affiliations. Of course, our mutual friend Bud Byers is somebody that is so on top of the data here in Rutherford County, where you probably know this, those of you that are listening and watching Jim this morning on YouTube. But, we're a disproportionately and predominantly Republican county now. It's been a remarkable transformation over about 15 or 20 years, and really a case study. I've told Bryson Smith, who's the local head of the Republican Party here in Rutherford County, that we need to do a little case study on things. But tonight is the meeting, It's at 6 o'clock. There are going to be candidates that will be there for the DA's race, the sheriff's race, and other races. So it's a meet the candidates time. It's also going to be a time where Bryson lays out kind of a vision, along with Carl Napolitano, who is the new vice chair for the party. They're going to lay out a vision for what 2020 is going to look like. And, folks, I want to make a reminder here. There are Republicans and independents, by the way, of many different stripes and candidate affiliations. The Republican Party is not a party of one candidate, and notwithstanding all the strong support for Donald Trump and, his still apparent king-making ability, the fact of the matter is we've got to make sure that we're focused on issues. What are the core issues the Republican Party stands for? And it's things like life, the right to life, in the womb and outside of it. That includes things like elder care, support of adoption, support of foster parenting. It's core issues like a strong national defense, being somebody that can defend the principles of democracy and liberty around the world. It means having defensible borders. You can't have a country if you have such a fluid state of migrant traffic that you're not sure who's coming in, who's leaving. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that something is terribly broken with our current system. It means a party that is focused on less government, not more. History has made it clear, and economic prognosticators and even all the data through various economic cycles since the start of our country has made it absolutely clear that whenever, outside of immediate demand, like a tragedy that happens that wounds the nation in such a way where the federal government needs to step in, like hurricanes or tornadoes or other such events. Typically, it's axiomatic to say that the more government you have, the more it's going to affect negatively our country. And we were built and predicated on a compassionate capitalism, on free market orientation, where the marketplace will set prices, where the marketplace will find a place of equilibrium, where merit means something, where it's still a nation where if you have an idea and strong inspiration and you're creative and you're willing to work, it's still a country where you can distinguish yourself through entrepreneurship. So the Republican Party believes in that. The Republican Party also believes in stimulating innovation, finding ways to enhance what's the greatest patent-producing nation in the world, the United States of America. Israel is up there near the top as well. It's a history in our nation, and the Republican Party has certainly affiliated with this and been a strong proponent of supporting Israel as the only stable democracy in the Middle East. It's a country and a party that has a history of honoring its commitments to defend our allies in the face of aggression. Now, we've got to be very circumspect, and we've got to make sure that we're really understanding the geopolitical dynamics and realities. Not every war is our war to fight, especially when it's American boys and girls' blood that is shed. And Dwight Eisenhower, reminded of the terrible and pernicious impact of the military-industrial complex. We can't let defense contractors guide our decisions to go into war because they want all of the billions and billions of dollars of profit that will come from replenishing our weapon supply, our missile supply in the wake of war. You hate to be so cynical, but the fact of the matter is we've got interests in this country that don't care so much about people but care about their bottom line. That's not the kind of Republican policies, of course, that we're defending or suggesting. The Republican Party is also a party of empowering minorities. We have too quickly forgotten that the Hispanic and the African American communities in the United States were achieving record wage rates, employment rates under the Trump administration. And we dare not let any kind of mainline media or social media prognosticators tell us that the Democrats are for minorities and Republicans are not. It simply is not the case. And if you look at someone like Senator Tim Scott, by the way, $37 million, I believe, is what he's raised. He has in the coffers. Strong support for him. Some even speculate he might be a 2024 presidential candidate. We'll see. But we need to remember that the Republican Party is strongly supportive of minority communities and empowering of women in both government and also industry. So, you know, our Republican Party is certainly in flux. It's in change. Our local Republican Party certainly is in the midst of some change. But if you're a caring independent, a Democrat on the fence wanting to shift your party affiliation, or you're a Republican that's been sitting on the sidelines for far too long, get out tonight. Come to the meeting. It's right on Main Street, downtown Rutherford, 6 p.m. Bryson Smith is the chairman. Carl Napolitano, the vice chair. Strong and growing new Republican support on so many different fronts. I'll be there. So please come tonight at 6. And my understanding is that there's going to be food and also a forecasting of events, a calendar, and the key goals and initiatives for the Republican Party in 2022. Now, we dare not let, by the way, intra-party, intramural politics diminish the momentum we're going to need heading into the midterms and then 2024. You know, I've often said you can have a holy state of discontent where you disagree with your brother and your sister, but when it comes down to it, once we're in the fray with the Democratic Party and also, you know, just other things that are happening in our county and outside of it, in the state of North Carolina and the country, we need to lock arms and move forward once we've made commitments together. But it's, again, a big tent. It's broad. It's diverse. People of different ages, ethnicities, and backgrounds. I'm a former Democrat. I was a career Democratic operative. And the abortion issue, the 62 million lives that have been destroyed, just a generation killed because of our unwillingness to deal with such a terrible issue. And I've often said with you, Jim, that it's the blood of those aborted fetuses that cement curses on this nation. But like it says in Scripture, if my people, which means God's people, who are called by my name, meaning whose? God's name, will humble themselves and pray, and then it gives the promise. The promise is that he can heal our land. But there will not be healing without obedience, trust, repentance as a nation, you know, a solemn assembly. We need to acknowledge the sins of our nation, cry out to God for forgiveness, truly repent, and then press forward. So you can be involved locally. Don't be one of those people that says, I'm not registered to vote, I can't make a difference, I don't like to come to meetings. Just don't do that. Show up tonight at 6 p.m. Bryson Smith, he's a dear friend. He is a powerful young leader in the party, acknowledged by many, including our state party chair and others. So come and interact with your peers, come and interact with your fellow citizens that want to make a difference. Now, Jim, I also wanted to mention real quickly that if people are interested in learning more about the incredible place that trucking and logistics plays in our nation, all you have to do is go to lifebythemile.com, lifebythemile.com. You're going to find twice a week podcasts there that I host. They're interesting stories. Today, for example, I'll be doing a podcast with a driver down in Laredo. I'll also be doing a podcast with Ellen Boya, who started a very interesting group called Women in Trucking. About 8,000 plus women are part of that, and they're a growing part of the transportation backbone of our nation. And then also recently I had the opportunity to interview a gentleman who's on the board of Truckers Against Trafficking. You know, sexual and human trafficking in America is sadly a horrible problem. And truckers are on the front lines of observing behavior that's not the right kind of behavior, reporting that to local law enforcement. And so as we speak, over 800,000 of the 3.5 million professional truck drivers in America have committed to become part of that not vigilante team, but that front lines team where they observe at truck stops, way stations, behavior that may suggest human trafficking, and then work with local law enforcement to be able to deal with that. Well, Jim, I'm going to be with you on Tuesday. There were just a couple of thoughts that I wanted to share via this audio message, and I want to end with something. It's an encouraging story, it was to me, and I don't usually find a lot the Associated Press writes that I find motivating to read, but this was pretty interesting. This was out of the San Francisco desk of the Associated Press, and this will be my concluding comments for the program today. And with the recognition, I'll see you, Jim, on Tuesday. Out of San Francisco, it says, meet Methuselah, the fish that likes to eat fresh figs, gets belly rubs, and is believed to be the oldest living aquarium fish in the world. In the Bible, Methuselah was Noah's grandfather and was said to have lived 969 years. Methuselah the fish is not quite that ancient, but biologists at the California Academy of Sciences believe it is about 90 years old with no known living peers. Methuselah is a 4-foot-long, 40-pound Australian lungfish that was brought to the San Francisco Museum in 1938 from Australia. A primitive species with lungs and gills, Australian lungfish are believed to be, we don't believe in evolution. This is why the Associated Press drives me crazy. The evolutionary link between fish and amphibians. No, there's no link there, Mr. Writer. What is your name, by the way? Can't even find it. Okay, if I found it, I was going to write him a note. So anyway, no stranger to publicity, Methuselah's first appearance in the San Francisco Chronicle was in 1947. These strange creatures with green scales, looking like fresh artichoke leaves, are known to scientists as a possible missing link between terrestrial and aquatic animals. Why don't people read the Bible? Until a few years ago, the oldest Australian lungfish was at the Shed Aquarium in Chicago. But that fish, named Granddad, died in 2017 at the age of 95. By default, Methuselah is the oldest, said Alan Jan, senior biologist at the California Academy of Sciences and the fish's keeper. Methuselah's caretakers believe the fish is female, although it's difficult to determine the species' sex without a risky blood draw. The Academy plans to send a tiny sample of her fin to researchers in Australia who will try to confirm the sex and figure out the fish's exact age. Now, Jan says Methuselah likes getting rubbed on her back and belly and has a mellow personality. I tell my volunteers, pretend she's an underwater puppy. Very mellow, gentle, but of course, if she gets spooked, she will have sudden bouts of energy. But for the most part, she's just very calm, Jan said. Methuselah has developed a taste for seasonal figs. She's a little picky and only likes figs when they are fresh and in season. She won't eat them when they're frozen, said Jeanette Peach, spokeswoman for the California Academy of Sciences. Organic blackberries, grapes, and romaine lettuce are rotated into her daily diet, which also includes a variety of fish, clams, prawns, and earthworms, said Charles Delbeck, curator of the Museum Steinhardt Aquarium. The Academy has two other Australian youngfish that are younger, named for their sizes. Medium arrived at the museum in 1952, and Small in 1990, both from Mary River in Queensland, Australia. They weigh about 25 pounds and 15 pounds, respectively. The Australian lungfish is now a threatened species and can no longer be exported from Australian waters. So biologists at the Academy say it's unlikely they'll get a replacement once Methuselah passes away. We just give her the best possible care we can provide, and hopefully she thrives, Jan said. So Jim Bishop, my dear friend, you know, we've done, I think, over 140 programs, My Great America with Jim and Butch. I have always wanted to say this, and on a day I'm not sitting in the Blue Room with you, I'm going to say it. Jim, now we know the rest of the story. Good day.
Thanks so much, Butch, for that inspiration. He's amazing, isn't he? He always has some great insight to bring forward, and I appreciate him doing that today, although he's away from here and doing some other work. He wears so many hats and is so talented in so many areas and so well read, and he understands so many things. I want to follow up we got a couple of minutes left. I want to follow up with something that he had talked about earlier about what we believe in, and that is how much we disbelieve in abortion. And I always like to refer back to this to people who say, well, it's all right. It's a woman's choice to abort a baby later. Over in Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5, if you lay this on people, how can they defy this? Chapter 1, verse 5, Jeremiah, it says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee as a prophet unto the nations. So before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, when that baby is still in the mother's womb, there has been a touch from God Almighty to that body and that soul and that heartbeat of that person. When we snap it away, then we're defying anything that God put on us to do. And I think that's important that we